live. All right. How's everybody doing out there? I like to kick it off. What did I do last time? I did Emerson, Lake, and Palmer. Is that what it is? I was like, welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. How about for this one, dearly beloved? We are gathered here to celebrate a thing called movies and television and comics and whatever else, music. Somebody asked about Beatles, what I think about now and then. How is everybody doing? Boy, I tell you what, it's been. Well, hold on. First of all, test my levels here. Can everybody see? Can you see me? And can you hear me? I'm coming through loud and clear. I'm gonna wait for the chat to catch up with me because I'm always just a little bit ahead. Let me work on my angle here too. Ooh. What? Oh, what is this? It's boxes. You see the boxes. Hear you loud and clear. Awesome. So, man, it has been a crazy couple of weeks since the last live stream. I've recorded 2 commentary tracks. Neither one of them have been announced yet, but when they are, and one of them will be announced this week. And when it is announced, there will be I've got a video ready to go, like behind the scenes of that commentary, just me and the people that were involved with that. So that's going to be really fun. So stay tuned. That'll be coming this week. I'm not sure when the other one's going to be announced. And then I've got another one later in November that I got to work on. So this is great. Like this is like what I want, right? You know, I want to be able to have those meaningful conversations about movies. I also, my wife Bree and I went to Disney World to celebrate our anniversary. So I've been to Galaxy's Edge, which I'd never seen before. The last time we were there, Galaxy's Edge did not exist. And that was really cool. Now I'm like, I think I need to rewatch those sequel movies because I think I'm going to do a video about the sequel trilogy because I did not love them because I think whatever Star Wars you grew up with, like your age, whatever hits you, you know, so I'm of the original trilogy era. And I also loved the prequels, though I look back on the prequels and I'm like, ooh, there's a lot of problems with those prequels, storytelling wise, and just there's a lot of stuff. But the sequel trilogy, I just did not connect with at all. I didn't. Now, having said that, I did, right? If you go to serialatmidnight.com right now and you look up The Last Jedi, there's I don't even remember what it's called, but it was a review for it. And I was like, this is what has to happen for Star Wars. And now I don't feel that way at all. So I got to go back and revisit those things. Let's see. I'm going to hit the chat really quick. The take on the 007 Bond 26 delay. I don't even know what that is. Not even on my radar. What's the delay? What's the Ormond family box set? I don't know what that is either. I have no idea. Guys, I'm sorry. I don't know what that is. But I've also been down kind of my own. I've been disconnected for a couple of weeks, which is why some of this stuff I'm like, huh? What now? Who did what now? I'll give you a tease here too. These are if I can do this without dropping them. This is the stack of physical media releases that we're going to talk about in this episode. Oh man, there's so much stuff. It's 23 different releases, but some of them are box sets, right? Okay, let's see. Do we have any answers to that? Still salty on the changes. Hold on, I can't read that. It's that Lucas did to the original trilogy. Well, yeah. It's funny because when I watch the original trilogy, I don't have the 4Ks. I watch the despecialized versions. I've got Blu-ray versions of those, which I guess they're 720. So that's where, once again, I've diverged from like the collector 4K only crowd. I'm watching them in 720, but that's what I watch is the despecialized versions because it's the best of both worlds for me. It's what I grew up with, but it looks better than VHS. Do I have my ticket for the Marvels yet? No, I better do that when I get off this video. They're like, everybody knows, right? They're already they're like, it's not going to do well. Even Disney knows. They're like, it's not going to do well. Ron Ormond's regional exploitation filmmaker after Plane Crash. Who's putting that out? I'm not sure who's putting that out. So that's your answer, though. I know nothing about a Bond delay, and I know nothing about this box set. Sounds like it'd be triggering for me, though, because of religious stuff. Did I watch Star Trek Picard? I'm watching Star Trek Picard. I did not have... what was it on Paramount Plus. I did not have that for a long time. Now I do, and I've watched the first season. That's where I'm at with that. Because I've watched the first season, and I know people were like, what did they say? It was slow or something like that. I'm fine with it. So far, I really like it. So I'm into it. What I like about Picard is that it's grown up storytelling with so much. We're in a perpetual Peter Pan society right now, and I can contribute to that too. It has a place. I just got back from Disney World, but I like Picard felt very grown up to me, and I really appreciated that. It was wrestling with moral complexities and like the burden of aging, and the world looks different than it did when I had a bigger place here. It's like there's the themes of the Star Trek movies too. When Kirk looks at Spock and he says, "If we've grown so old and inflexible," these are things that I really relate to. Um, hey, guys, it's great to see everybody. By the way, we got dozens and dozens of people here, so we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I do want to hit these physical media releases. I've watched a lot of new movies. I've watched Mission Impossible. What are we calling it? Uh, what's it called? I think it's right here. What is that Mission Impossible movie called? Because I don't. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. I'm never going to remember that. I watched that. I've seen Haunted Mansion. I watched Five Nights at Freddy's. What else have I seen? I've tried to catch up on a lot of the stuff that's new. If you guys want to discuss any of that, we can. Yep. Kevin's like, it's Dead Reckoning. Yeah. And I'm still not going to remember. The next time I have to name it, I'm going to be like, Mission Impossible, do it again. Get the gang back together and do it again. I'm going to say this about Mission Impossible. I could save it for when I actually talk about the disc. I didn't love it. I thought it was okay. It's kind of part of the problem in that it's a $291 million movie that tells half the story. It's a comic book movie. They've made the Mission Impossible movies comic book movies now because you've got an end of the world threat, which like we've got everything but a portal and a light coming from the sky. We got an end of the world threat. We've got a bad guy. It also feels like they're chasing James Bond, which I guess in a way they always were, because didn't the first Mission Impossible movie come after GoldenEye, and it felt like maybe they were trying to chase a little bit of that GoldenEye thing. So like I love the TV series now more than ever because that's more of that adult storytelling that I'm talking about, where it's like real problems. You have to really figure this out. Like, what's the mission? I really love that aspect. Dead Reckoning. So that's what it's called. It's just a comic book movie where they introduce a MacGuffin at the beginning of the movie. Hey, here's this thing that could end the world. And then the next 2.5 hours is going to find that thing. And it's just set piece, set piece, set piece, action, action. Very little character development, very little reason for me to connect. And I love Mission Impossible. So there's the part of me that's invested in that. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, this existing is one of the reasons I don't have smaller mid-budget movies now. This is taking the place of that. So that's hard for me because for $300 million, you could have made 10, let's say between 5 and 10 smaller movies. You could have given me a Western. You could have done a couple of comedies. You could have done a genre film, a thriller. You could have done a horror movie. You could have done a lot of different things, employed a lot of different people. So that's kind of where I'm at now. And it's not that I didn't like it. It was fine. It's fine. A $300 million movie should not be fine. It should be great. But I know a lot of people love it. A lot of people went back over and over and over to see it multiple times. And that's cool. More power to them. Where I'm at right now, I'm looking for something different than that. I want, it's so funny. This is the thing we talk about all the time. Because when comic book, like I'm the original, the 90s kid. I'm an 80s kid. But like when we started to get comic book movies, in the 90s, we're getting, Batman and Batman Returns, and we get The Crow, and we get, all those movies. Blade, and we're like, oh, this is the best ever. And then we get like the Hulk, that first Hulk movie that we're like, ooh. And then we get the birth of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and we're like, could it be any better than this? What we didn't know is that those movies would become all we got. They would just become everything. They would become our entire diet. And so that's hard for me. It's because I don't want only that. I miss about the 90s. I can't believe I'm talking like, yeah, that was like 25, 30 years ago. What I miss about that is the different kinds of movies that you could go see any given week. And I just did my commentary. I can't tell you what it is, but I just recorded this commentary, and I was looking at movies from that era, and I'm like, okay, what opened that week? It's like Stone Cold Classics that opened that week, and I'm like, what opened the week before that? More classics. That whole month that movie came out. It's like we revere these movies now. Now we just well, first of all, we get less movies because these movies are so expensive, and we don't get the alternatives. We only have the big spectacle theme park tentpole popcorn movie. So, sorry, that turned into a little bit of a. I'm not trying to rant. I'm certainly not trying to talk anybody out of their joy of that, because I'm gonna have to review it. Like, I'm gonna have to talk about, because it was sent for me to review from Paramount, so I'm gonna have to talk about it, and I'll probably be a little kinder in that, because I just have to be tactful about how I review, because I did like it. Like, it's Tom Cruise. Like, first of all, yay for somebody he's 60 now, right? Or he's getting close to it. An older man, an older woman, you know. Haley Atwell, is that her name? Like, these are adults, you know, but there's just no story. There's no story to that movie whatsoever. It's just watching things blow up and running away to a lot of CGI. And, you know, I know he jumped out of the plane. Yeah. The Ormond box set. Oh, I think I remember the Powerhouse video. Yeah, that sounded familiar. Powerhouse is also putting out the that Todd Browning. No, Todd Slaughter box set. That looks pretty amazing too. Just the cost of one stunt. Anyone remember the time when we got a mid-budget installment of a franchise, like with Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, being how its budget was less than the expensive first movie? I miss smaller, more approachable movies. And I know to the younger viewers, they're like, boy, this guy just on and on about the same thing. It's because I lived it. It's because I've seen the change, and it was better for me. You know, if you've only grown up with tent poles for the last, and that's all it's really been for the last 15 years or so, you're like, what's he talking about? But we used to have, you know, now we have one big movie. Really, we get like one or two big movies a month now. There used to be 3 to 5 new movies every single week, and you'd go see them. And then the next week, there'd be 3 to 5 new movies every single week. And you could say, well, now they go to Netflix, but they don't. Netflix is getting, okay, Five Nights at Freddy's, right? Let's talk about that for a second. $20 million. I guess that's not mid-budget. That's pretty low these days. First of all, I don't know where $20 million went in that movie, because I watched it. It looks like a $500,000 movie. It looks like a super dirt cheap indie. And it kind of feels like it too. I feel like Five Nights at Freddy's was really amateur. And as someone who knows the games, like, this is not what I want from Five Nights at Freddy's. I want bloodthirsty robots that are like closing in on the security guy. That's not what they gave us. I'm like, well, what is this? So again, but these movies go to streaming, right? That's my point. It's like we have the big, huge tent poles that are propping up theaters, and then we have this small risk on streaming. And those movies just aren't very good. There's an article that was floating around called, it was like good enough for streaming or something like that. And they passed the bare minimum test of what a movie needs to be. And they don't have anybody we really know or care about. Sounds like a lot of you guys missed that too. And the ones that don't are keeping quiet about it. So, have I seen the trailer for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? No, I have not. Have not seen it. I'm pretty disconnected from what's happening right now. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Kind of got my hands full. And then you weigh that against the fact that it's movie history that I'm mostly interested in to begin with. That's why. As like they're making a new planet, Kingdom of the Planet of the. Okay, hold on. While we're talking about it, I'm going to look it up, because I don't want to be like grumpy old man yelling at clouds. But I didn't enjoy the last 3 Planet of the Apes movies. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Many years after the reign of Caesar, a young ape goes on a journey that will lead him to question everything he's been taught about the past and make choices that will define a future for apes and humans alike. I'm probably not going to watch that. That doesn't sound. Freya Allen, Kevin Durand, Dyken Lockman, William H. Macy, okay. Owen Teague, Peter Macon. Who are these people? Wes Ball, directed by Wes Ball. Who is Wes Ball? Maze Runner, okay. This emotional, he's an art department director. Oh, that's He worked on some Transformers stuff in the art department. Okay, he directed one Maze Runner movie, two Maze Runner movies, three Maze Runner three Maze Runner movies. Ruin. Yeah, that's I'm not gonna watch that probably. I have tremendous loyalty to the original Planet of the Apes movies though. See, this is the kind of thing where I think my age is both a good and a bad thing because people are gonna go, yeah, but those old movies are people in suits. Yeah, they're people in suits, but you got human performances through that, and there were stories that were built around those things that were you had to have a story. With these newer movies, it's mostly spectacle. It's like, well, let's watch all the apes go crazy and wreck this bridge and like all these cars and stuff. I'm just not interested in that. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in thoughts and ideas. Somebody's referencing Westworld. That was to a previous conversation, but like Westworld is interesting because it's taking, and Westworld goes back to the 70s, right? With Yul Brynner and the Michael Crichton uh, idea, the germ of an idea that spun the whole thing off to begin with, where it's what if this technology that we're creating is actually not helping us? It could turn on us. These are interesting ideas. And that's like, hey, Mission Impossible, there's a kind of lip service to AI. They haven't done anything with it yet. They didn't do anything with it. It's just this like MacGuffin. It's AI as a MacGuffin. So yeah, I don't know. And maybe I'll watch it. I don't want to be super grumpy. I don't want to miss an experience. So maybe I'll check it out. But I'm probably not going to be in the theater day one for that new Planet of the Apes movie. All right, I'm going to kick off some disc coverage because I know you got last time we were here, we talked about Psych, the complete series, and my copy has arrived. I know it's streaming on Peacock, but this is the physical version, and I was not prepared for how awesome this was going to be. And I've started it because I've never seen it before. And I've started it, and it is amazing. The show is so much fun. You were right. It is so much fun. I think I'm on episode 4. By the way, it's shot on film. I don't know if that continues all through the thing, but the season 1 is shot on film, and it looks so good. It's grainy. It's got that 35 millimeter film grain going on, or maybe it's 16. It might be 16, but it looks like film. And I missed that too. That's another thing. I'm watching Mission Impossible. I'm like, this should be shot on film, and I know it can't be, but it should be. Well, it should be. I'm like Anakin talking to Padme, like, but they should. They're like, who's gonna make them? You, maybe. Um, every season has its own case here. Whoop, whoop. I guess if I had any criticism, it's that this box is a little flimsy cardboard for the weight of what's in this. I would like to see thicker cardboard, but I guess that's also a matter of cost. Every disc has the first disc has 2 episodes on it, which is I'm like 2 episodes, but they have the international version of the pilot on there too. So we've got the televised version, the international version, which I guess is just I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it, but I haven't watched it yet. Is what I should say. It's a couple of extra minutes, and then the episode 2, and then like tons and tons of special features. You guys probably aren't gonna. Well, maybe you will if I hold that up. That's probably still a little too blurry, but it's got hours of deleted scenes, extended scenes, gag reels, international pilot episode, inside the writer's room. Was it something I said? Music video, animated vignettes, commentary featurette, psych outs, over 20 podcast commentaries, montages. I know you know that I'm no good with goodbyes, a psych farewell, the psych after show. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And it's got the movies, the follow up films. Now, these are the 3 movies on one. It's all 3 movies on one disc. I don't think that's a huge deal. What's it like 4.5 hours of content on one disc? Somebody was like, that's a lot. It may be. It's pushing it probably, but I don't know. They did everything else so well. I'm having a hard time complaining. But anyway, I'm loving it. And I'm glad I get to discover. It's one of those things, I also watched recently, there's another NBC Universal show, Warehouse 13. I'd never seen it. And I was watching it on, was it Blu-ray? I think it was Blu-ray. And I was just like, this is an amazing show. Why didn't I watch this? But because there's so much vying for our attention at all times, So let's talk about some imprint releases. One of the things I can do with this Come on, son. Is there pineapple in every episode? Because I thought I was supposed to look for a pineapple in every episode, and I haven't seen it in 2 episodes. So I don't know. Somebody's been watching more of Precodes, which is great. Precodes for the win. Forbidden Hollywood Volume 3. Nice. I love that. Kind of like I can be grumpy about new movies. I love that you're watching Precodes. That is super cool to me. My goal is to watch a bunch of noir in November, but man, it's already almost a weekend. It's going fast. Yeah, somebody else likes where Topper is like Warehouse 13 is so good. It is so good. And it has one of the best finales that I've ever seen. Why does so many finales jump the shark? Because they're like, let's throw the whole format out the window and do something completely different. It's like a love letter to the series that we've just watched for that finale. I did not care for the Flash movie. No, I thought it was one of the well, you really enjoyed it, so I'm not going to go any further than that. No, I did not like it. As somebody who's been, you know what? If you want to, I have a review at serialatmidnight.com. I said everything I need to say about the Flash movie. If you would like me to elaborate, there's that review at serialatmidnight.com. I talk about what worked, what didn't work. Thanks. I love this shirt. It's a fun shirt. It's banana, Bananas. Let's talk about Imprint and realizing that I can extract this Imprint coverage for its own video. That's one of the reasons that I'm doing these live streams, is because with over 24 new releases, or about 24 new releases here, I need a way to economically of time, so that I can't be making like 3 to 5 videos every single week. First of all, it's dividing the audience. It doesn't work for me. So by covering it here, I can extract this coverage and it can stand on its own. So let's launch into the Imprint section. New from Imprint. I haven't even taken these out of the shrink wrap. These came on, this is Sunday, we're talking. I got these on Friday afternoon, which was a really hectic day for me. So I have not even taken these out of the shrink wrap yet. So I thought like, well, that's cool. We can do it together. I can do this on camera. This Stephen King box set, this is from Viavision. It's not technically Imprint, it's Viavision. But Viavision is the parent company of Imprint. So it's out of Australia. Somebody's going to say, are they region locked? They're never region locked. They're always region free. So this is basically their Stephen King box set. I should have packed a knife. I love that it is, it looks like a weathered paperback. When they announced this, I was like, what? Sick. That is so cool. Less glary with without the shrink wrap on. So we got Needful Things, Secret Window, Riding the Bullet, 1408. Secret Window. You stole my story. Riding the Bullet, 1408, The Mist, and The Mist really triggers me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The Mist really triggers me. It's that religious upbringing that I have. Marcia Gay Harden, I think, is the actress. She's got a character in The Mist that just feels it's way too close to home. And Bag of Bones. Now you guys aren't going to be able to read this, but let's. Oh yeah. Let's take these one at a time. So, Needful Things. Even this looks like weathered paperbacks. That's pretty cool. Somebody watched The Mist yesterday in black and white. Let's see if this one has the black and white version. 1080p version with theatrical and TV cuts. Audio commentary by Fraser C. Heston, moderated by Walter Olson. Rest in peace, Walt Olson. Now let's take these off. See the world through my eyes. A vintage making of featurettes, behind the scenes photo gallery, and theatrical trailer. I like this movie. I don't know how I feel about it now. I need to revisit it. The last time I felt like I was like, I don't know if it stuck the ending or not, but that's always a challenge with some of these movies. Here's a question for you guys, because we're live. I'm doing this live. If a movie has had a good journey throughout the film, but it doesn't necessarily land the ending that you want it to, or if it doesn't stick the landing for you, where do you land on it? Does that detract from the whole thing? See, for me, I'm kind of like, well, if the movie is how it ends, if it doesn't end, Oh, I'm trying to be really careful here because I don't want to influence anybody's opinion. I think the ending of a movie is important, but I also realize that sometimes it's the journey, you know? Case in point, It. Let's talk about It because we're not talking about It here. It's not included. I I think It is one of the most profoundly disappointing experiences I've ever had. I read the book, so there's the miniseries and then there's the movies. I read the book. It's like 1,000 pages or something like that, and I was loving it. You know, I was like, oh man, this is like, you know, he's like the 50s and youth and all this stuff. And then I got to the end, and I was like, I wish I had not read this book. So, what about you? That's a good conversation topic for us. So we got audio commentary by screenwriter and director David Koepp. David Koepp. Deleted scenes with option or commentary by the director. From book to film featurette, a look through it featurette, and secrets revealed featurette.
You stole my story.
Here's the irony. I can't see your answers. A good movie needs a great ending. A good ending can save a movie. Ooh, somebody's going to see The Mist at the Alamo Draft House. That's really cool. Have fun, Eric. Bad ending ruins the experience for me. Okay, writing the bullet. We got a lot of stuff here. Audio commentary by Mick Garris. Audio commentary by Mick Garris, produced by, so hold on, that's 2 audio commentaries. Second audio commentary, Mick Garris, the producer, Jonathan Jackson, the director of photography, a lot of people, Greg Nicotero, nice. Howard Berger, what? Shooting the Bullet, the vintage featurette, David Arquette's makeup, Alan's artwork, the picture cars, a cemetery shoot, the Fury Crash, Thrill Village. Wow, sweet. $14.08. Really enjoyed this when it came out. I don't think I've seen it since this was new. I think I maybe checked this out from Blockbuster was the last time I saw this. 1080p high definition presentation. It's a 2-disc set, by the way. What we got? Deleted scenes, alternate ending 1, alternate ending 2. John Cusack on 1408. It's a vintage featurette. Inside Room 1408, vintage featurette. More vintage featurettes. Disc 2. The director's cut. I guess I haven't seen the director's cut. Audio commentary by the director and the screenwriters, and then another vintage featurette. All right, here's The Mist. It's a 2-disc set. We got a 2-discer here, guys. 2-discer here. Disc 1, disc 2. Is one of them black and white? Yep. That's what's up. We got the black and white version. 1080p presentation of the color version. Audio commentary with Frank Darabont. Deleted and extended scenes with commentary by Frank Darabont. Conversation with Stephen King by Frank Darabont. When Darkness Comes, the making of The Mist. Taming the Beast, the making of scene 35. Monster. The reason I'm reading this is because it won't show up on camera because it's 720, so it won't be clear enough. That's why I'm reading all this, because you know I don't like to read on camera. The horror of it all, the visual effects of The Mist. Drew Struzan, an appreciation of Drew Struzan, wonderful artist, an appreciation of an artist. And then disc 2 is the black and white version with an intro by Frank Darabont. So that's cool. Short of these being 4K, I don't see how it could be any better. And then Bag of Bones, Pierce Brosnan in Bag O' Bones. What we got here? Deleted scenes. HD and deleted scenes. So that's the Stephen King box set. That is really, really cool. All right, is that right? Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me check in with you guys. The Shining, they made The Shining twice. Do you remember that? They made the there's the Jack Nicholson version, and then there's one with Steven Weber, right? From Wings. There's more people here, by the way. We've like doubled who was here at the beginning. This is really cool. How's everybody doing out there? Hello, Seattle. All right, this is cool. This is the what are they calling this? It's a limited edition, again from Viavision. This is Drag Me to. Can I say that? Is this going to get me the explicit tag? Drag Me to HE double hockey sticks. PC's here. Hey, PC. PC has been with Serial at Midnight for many, many years. This has one of those. This is lenticular, right? Incense and peppermints. Dun, dun, dun. Did anybody get that joke? Limited edition 2-disc set with 6 photo cards, theatrical and unrated cut. This is Sam Raimi's Drag Me to 18 Double Hockey Sticks. Crack myself up sometimes. That's okay. Ooh, we have a silica packet here to keep everything dry. I'll take that out here. So here's the Blu-ray presentation. The theatrical cuts on one disc and the director's cut or the unrated cuts on another disc. I saw this when it was new. I think this is another one that maybe the last time I saw it was when it was new at Blockbuster. Director Sam Raimi returns to the horror genre with Drag Me to Hell, an original tale of a young woman's desperate quest to escape an evil curse. There's a ton of stuff here. I'm going to go through it quickly. We got a 2K scan, 1080p, of course, because this is Blu-ray. Interview with Sam Raimi and Allison Lohman and Justin Long from 2009. TV spots, theatrical trailer. Disc 2, the unrated cut. We have an audio commentary by Troy Howarth and Mondo Digital's Nathaniel Thompson. That's brand new. Oh, all these features are brand new. Editing Drag Me to Hell, an interview with the editor, Bob Murawski. Channeling Drag Me to Hell, an interview with actor Dilep Rao. Designing Drag Me to Hell, an interview with production designer Steve Ciclad. Illustrating Drag Me to Hell, an interview with the storyboard artist and props Christian Cordella. And then scoring Drag Me to Hell, which is, of course, with the composer Christopher Young. So let's check out these art cards. Make sure I can show all this stuff to you. That looks good. They're very glossy. Yeah. Why do I smell it? When I was a kid, so 1990, when Dick Tracy came out, the Warren Beatty Dick Tracy movie, the cards, the trading cards for that were so glossy, and they had a very distinct smell that a lot of other action of trading cards didn't smell like. And so every now and then I smell something that reminds me of those Dick Tracy trading cards. These do not smell like that. Isn't it crazy that smell is such a trigger, like a memory thing? Glad you're still here lurking in the shadows, PC. All right, so that's Drag Me to Hell. Wait, we're done. I guess I didn't check to see the availability. Like I said, I've been pretty busy lately, but check Viavision for availability. I'm guessing, I hope they still have this stuff available. And here's one more before we even get to imprint. This is the new 2-disc limited edition of Grindhouse. Here, let me get this out of the plastic wrap here. More art cards, 2-disc set. Look at all these special features. Holy cow. Oh, look at this handsome devil. Dexter Riley. Who knows what I'm talking about? You're like, what? You know, I said I was just at Disney World. There's, if you ever ride Journey into Imagination with Figment, there's a Dexter Riley Easter egg, because there's a scene in the ride where you're going through this laboratory. And, well, first of all, they pay homage to Flubber, the Robin Williams movie Flubber, and they pay homage to the Computer Wore Tennis Shoes. And there's a scene where there's 2 red Converse on the floor, and there's like a light shining on them. That's a tribute to the... I said, does anybody get it? And then I explain what it is. Okay, let's go through these special features really quick. Glasses back off. Disc 1 is the... Oh, hold on. Here's our cover art. This is the theatrical version of Grindhouse. Then the Planet Terror extended version. The extended version of Death Proof. And then a disc of bonus and special features. That is crazy. This has got to be the biggest. Because I've got... I don't see... everything's rearranged here. I can't tell. I've got the Grindhouse version, and I've got the standalone releases of these movies, but this has got to be the most impressive release this movie has ever had. All right, I'll go through this quick because there's a ton of stuff here. Disc 1 is the theatrical version, 1080p. Audio commentary with Robert Rodriguez. Planet Terror audience reaction audio track. What? Grindhouse trailer, Planet Terror trailer. Okay, trailers. Disc 2 is the Planet Terror extended edition. Extended and unrated versions. Scratch-free version of Planet Terror. Audio commentary by Robert Rodriguez. And then the audience reaction track. Disc 3, Death Proof extended edition. Extended and unrated. Disc 4, Robert Rodriguez's 10-minute film school, 10-minute cooking school, the babes of Planet Terror, the guys of Planet Terror, casting Rebel, sickos, bullets, and explosions, the stunts of Planet Terror, the friends, the doctor, the real estate agent, the makeup effects, Death Proof, stunts on wheels, the legendary drivers of Death Proof, Quentin Tarantino's greatest collaboration, editor Sally Minke, the guys of Death Proof, finding Quentin's gals, Kurt Russell as stuntman Mike. The uncut version of Baby It's You, performed by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, worth the price of admission right there. I'm a Mary Elizabeth Winstead fan. Introducing Zoe Bell, Double Dare trailer, international poster gallery, the hot rods of Death Proof, from Texas to Tennessee, the production design of Death Proof. That's all on the Death Proof disc. Additional Grindhouse bonus, New York Times talk with Lynn Hirschberg, Quentin Tarantino, and Robert Rodriguez from 2006, Comic-Con 2006 footage, extended music cues, the trailers, the making of the Thanksgiving trailer, the making of Werewolf Women of the SS trailer, just all the making of the trailers. Don't, extended trailer with Oxygenal audio commentary by Edgar Wright. Holy cow. All right, we still got art cards too. Again, it could only be better if it was on 4K. That I might have to put this somewhere. I'm a huge Kurt Russell fan. Kurt Russell's in my top 5. Not just for like Escape from New York, but like going back to Dexter Riley stuff, his Disney stuff. That Thanos. Somebody said they got to check it out. Not much into horror. I think that these movies are like Planet Terror. It is horror, but it's done. It's a pastiche of horror. You know what I mean? It's not straight horror. It's done tongue in cheek. And we all love Robert Rodriguez, right? Have you seen, to the person that said that, have you seen From Dusk Till Dawn? Have you seen that? And did you like that? Kurt Russell was the Jungle Boy on Gilligan's Island. Grizzly Adams did have a beard. All right, now we're doing imprint. This is The Orphanage. 2-disc set. Crack the seal on this bad boy. Oh, you might actually be able to read that. No, I don't know. I don't know if you can see what I'm saying. Guillermo del Toro, we got a 2-disc set with a 44-page booklet. So we got The Orphanage on 1 disc and then a bonus special features disc. And a book, 44-page book. 2K scan. Audio commentary by author Xavier Aldana Reyes from 2023. Small Specters and Uncanny Children and J.A. Bayana's The Orphanage. That's a video essay by Miranda Corcoran from 2023. We got a 2023 video essay from Dr. Rachel Knightley, Guilt as Identity in the Orphanage. Interview with director Juan Antonio Bayana and executive producer Guillermo del Toro. Shooting the credits, deleted scenes, and storyboards. Okay, that's on the movie disc. Then the bonus features disc. It'd be easier if I just read it off of that disc. Special features disc has When Laura Grew Up, Constructing the Orphanage, Tomas's Secret Room, The Filmmakers. That's 5 featurettes. Horror is Unknown, The Makeup Effects, Rehearsal studio cast auditions and table read, The Making of the Orphanage, The Set of the Orphanage, The Sound of the Orphanage, Animatics, Lighting the Darkness, Roger Princip, The Casting, Projections, and a Q&A with the director. And then this book told you guys, I feel like when I would read to my daughter's kindergarten class, and you're like, it's no coincidence then that the phenomenology of the former sentiment often intersects with that of the latter. If I was reading this to a kindergarten class, they'd be like, I want to go outside and play. This is really text heavy. That's a compliment for me, because a lot of times not they being the royal they're padded with photos, right? And sometimes photos are great, like if it's a behind the scenes photo or if it's production artwork or something like that. But I love me a good essay. I don't afford these. These are sent by Imprint. This was sent by Viavision. Everything we're going to talk about here was sent by the studio for me to cover. Reviews always show up at serialatmidnight.com because I just can't turn them around like I used to. I'm not buying this stuff. And I don't want you to feel obligated to buy it just because I'm covering it either. This is like a service that I provide where I can show you the stuff that's coming out and you can make up the best decision. Like if you're a huge Grindhouse fan, you want to add that to your collection based on what you see here. I don't want anybody to feel like they got to keep up with the Joneses here. Wind Chill. This is number 257. By the way, we've covered every Imprint release to date right here at Serial at Midnight. So this is Emily Blunt's we have 1080p transfer, audio commentary by the director and the writer. Right, there's two writers. We have Frozen Set, the making of Wind Chill from 2007. I don't know if I've seen this. It's not ringing a bell. This is a road many have traveled, but few escape. What do you guys think about this? Who's seen it? What do you think about it? Now, I know we're going to get some mileage out of Bug. Friedkin, guys. Rest in peace, William Friedkin. I tell you, every time we do something, somebody brings up True Lies, just as the community, True Lies in the Abyss, they have left millions of dollars on the table by not putting those out on disc. Or even, are they even available digitally? I don't even think they are. Bug, Ashley Judd, Michael Shannon, Harry Connick Jr. A lonely waitress with a tragic past starts to feel hopeful again when she begins a romance with an eccentric drifter until the first bugs arrive. Audio commentary by Friedkin. Audio commentary by Troy Howarth and Tony Strauss of WK Books and editor of Wings Chop Magazine. That's new, 2023. A discussion with William Friedkin, and then a featurette. Skeleton Key. Another one. I haven't revisited this movie in forever. It's one of the things that I like about what Imprint does and companies like that is these are movies that used to be a part of the video store scene. You saw these everywhere. They've kind of dropped out of conversation. So I'm glad that they're getting, put studio catalogs are super important. Kate Hudson, Gina Rollins, Peter Sarsgaard, and John Hurt. When Caroline Elias takes a job in Louisiana Bayou, she unlocks the deadly secrets involving magic, conjure, and sacrifice that pull her into a terrifying world of strange, frightening, and unexplained incidents. We have audio commentary by the director, audio commentary by film critic Alexandra Heller Nicholas, Unlocking the Skeleton Key. That's an interview with Dr. Michael J. Coven. The swamps are full of corpses. The symbolic Southern Gothic of Skeleton Key. That's a new video essay by Kelly Robinson. Deleted scenes with optional commentary by the director. And then 10 featurettes. Because this is white on black, maybe you'll be able to see that. Yeah, see? Moses. It's by Edward G. Robinson, and I connect it to the 10 Commandments. See, this is what I hate. Somebody says the noise my wallet makes every time you talk about Imprint. I hate that because I'm not like, oh, it makes me feel bad just for covering it. I'm just trying to be the messenger here, and I don't want you to don't get yourself in trouble. Don't get yourself in trouble. I have never seen The Mad Room, and I'm really excited about it because it's Stella Stevens and Shelley Winters. I'm like, what? Ellen Hardy gets a rude awakening when she discovers that her brother and sister are scheduled to leave their mental institution. As children, they were put there after killing their parents. Ellen, who now lives in the house of an old woman, Mrs. Armstrong, takes them in. But if their secret gets out, it could jeopardize Ellen's plans to wed Mrs. Armstrong's stepson. There's no special features on this. I'm just happy this movie is out. Any excuse to add a new Stella Stevens movie to my collection, I'll take it. comment made me laugh. Have I seen the new Arrow Hellraiser 4K? I've seen the box set, but I don't have it. Text heavy. That's great. Night of the Eagle. Here's another one. Night of the Eagle. I'm like just glad that this is out and in circulation because I've never seen it before. Who is this from? Like what studio? I mean, I don't even see it. Maybe it's independent. Do the undead demons of hell still arise to terrorize the world? It's 1962. Beautiful art. Beautiful plumage. We got a 1080p version of the a 2K scan of the US version of the film, Burn Witch Burn. Okay, now I'm with you. Burn Witch Burn. I know that. Audio commentary by Richard Matheson. What? Audio commentary by Flipside founders Vic Pratt and William Fowler. That's new. A new audio commentary by Scott Harrison. That's 3 audio commentaries. Interview with actor Peter Wingard. The Devil in Music. Interview with author David Huckvale. That's new. New video essay, Fritz Lieber's Conjure Wife by Rachel Knightley. I do believe The Evil Eye of Cindy Hayers, video essay by Howard S. Berger. Nice. Opening title sequence for the UK version of the film and theatrical trailer for both versions of the film. All right. That's going to wrap up the imprint coverage. Again, head over to Viavision to see if these are available if you're interested. You can also buy them deep discounts in the US. Also support our friends at Diabolic DVD because they stock imprints. And if you're in the US, it might work out a little bit better to get them from Diabolic DVD. So that's going to wrap up the imprint coverage. And I'm going to take a break and read your comments, and we'll chat for a few before we... Well, we've already talked about Mission Impossible. Do I need to talk about this a little bit more? It's got 30 minutes of special features, a commentary by Christopher McQuarrie and the editor, and then inside the stunts and all that stuff. All that's on the Blu-ray. It's the code. If you showed up after we first started, I covered Mission Impossible at the beginning of this. And I have to make a video covering. Here's what I'm probably gonna do, because I got Scrooged as well, and I haven't even taken this out of the shrink wrap. I just want to show you guys, like, Scrooged is coming out on 4K. I got a lot of 4K stuff here. I'm probably gonna put together a 4K video soon for the channel to cover a lot of birds with one stone, because I think there's 4 or 5 4Ks here, and then Kino Lorber. There's no Kino Lorber stuff here. I keep all that separate because I'm going to do a Kino Lorber video at the, I do a monthly Kino Lorber video, so I don't want to step on that. But there's like Stalag 17 and Cujo in that. It was Cujo October. Now I don't remember. It's time. Where is time? Where is it going? The cool thing about Scrooged, and we'll talk more about it when I actually do a review, is I don't think the previous version of this had many special features. This has a lot of special features. We got a commentary by director Richard Donner, A Christmas to Remember, updating Ebenezer, bringing the ghost to life, the look of Scrooge, on the set with Bill Murray, and then Show West clips with Bill Murray. I don't know how many of those are new because I haven't checked it out yet, but I think the last Blu-ray, which I think goes back to like 2011, and then they put it out again in 2017, but I think maybe it was the same thing, does not have those features. You guys could tell me more than I could tell you probably. And you're also connected to the internet and able to browse. I did not see that Grindhouse was closing their physical store at the end of the year. I mean, it's all going online. It's an online business now. I wish luck to anybody that's trying to do brick and mortar right now. I think that we're going to get back to brick and mortar in the future. But right now, I think we're living in an online era. Did I see? I love La La Land. I love La La Land. Because it captures the magic of old school Hollywood, but it also captures like the heartbreak of that too. Because it's not just like, yay, it's got a lot of sadness in it too. I do remember the angle button. And I feel like as soon as they put that out, the adult film industry it was like, what can we do with this? But it worked like concerts. You could, I remember you could like, oh, I'm looking at the guitarist. Now I'm looking at the bass player. Now I'm looking at the singer. Now I'm looking at the drummer. Yeah, that was like one of the cool selling points of Yeah, Cujo was October. There was another 4K. I just don't remember what it was. We need to get back to that. Multi-angles. With physical media, like, and again, you've probably seen like 10,000 people or how 9,000 saw my video about like, hey, digital is a cool supplement to your physical media collection because not everything's on physical media. Case in point, I watched Haunted Mansion on Disney Plus and I liked it, and I was like, well, I'd like to add this to my collection, and then I see that it's only on Blu-ray physically, but there's a 4K. So the physical media release was like $25. The Blu-ray was like $25. The digital version, 4K, digital 4K with special features was like $12.99. And I was like, well, I'm going to go with 4K here, the 4K digital, because, it's a better experience. And I know that's not for everybody, but then there's like, I think that digital serves a place. I say all that to say physical media could use a little good publicity because it's not always the best option, but it is often the best option most of the time. So market it, because the average Joe, they don't care. They're about convenience. But if you could be like, well, it's got multi angles. I think part of it is the casual audience. Like one of the things that we've seen now with the divide between people like disc collectors, people that are going to buy Grindhouse again for those cards and for the special features and stuff like that. Like that's the diehards. Most people don't care. And they don't care about Robert Rodriguez's 10-minute film school or his cooking school. They're like, I don't have time for that. They probably think Grindhouse is too long to begin with. They're like, could you just give me like the TikTok version of that? That's a thing that we're seeing. This hair is driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy. I see it. It's just like, I feel like a Muppet. It's just like waving around in the wind. We're in an era now where the general audience just doesn't care. So it needs good publicity. Bring back multi-angles. Bring back like whatever you can do to make it sexy. Remind people, how about a commercial that's like, hey, 4K discs have better quality than a stream. If you're watching on streaming, you're only seeing half the picture, something like that. They used to put that on the front of Blu-rays, but you'd already bought the Blu-ray. It's like Blu-ray is better than DVD. Here, you're getting 4 times the quality of whatever. Like we know we already bought this thing. Put that on the DVD. It got upset again. It got hot. It got real hot. Okay. Terms of endearment. This just showed up. This is got Jack Nicholson. Let me read the cast list to you guys. It's based on it's written for the screen by James L. Brooks. Didn't he direct it too? Powerhouse performances from Deborah Winger, Shirley MacLaine, Jack Nicholson, Danny DeVito, Jeff Daniels, John Lithgow. This movie was a big deal. This movie won does it say how many Academy Awards? Paramount proudly adds Best Picture Oscar winner Terms of Endearment to our limited edition Paramount Presents collection. Okay, hold on, because I haven't even taken this out of the shrink wrap. But these Paramount Presents have flaps. What are the extras? Filmmaker focus with James L. Brooks. Commentary by director James L. Brooks. Co-producer Penny Finkelman Cox. Penny Finkelman Cox. And production designer Polly Platt. So it was a big deal. And I feel like this is with the clear case and everything. I don't know. It's just this Paramount Presents is the studios chasing boutique. You know what I mean? They're like, let's make it look like a boutique release because they're tapping into the collector market, right? Yeah, when is the last time there was a physical media commercial? I couldn't tell you. Got a couple of Arrow titles. Witness on 4K with the hard box. This has a bunch of special features here. Does this show up? That's probably too blurry. Let's see. Audio commentary by film historian Jarrett Gahan. Brand new video interview with cinematographer John Seal. Brand new visual essay on the film's performance with journalist Stacey Lane Wilson. Vintage 1985 interview with Harrison Ford. Between Two Worlds, a 5-part archival documentary on the making of the film featuring interviews with Harrison Ford, Kelly McGillis, Peter Weir, John Seal, producer Edward S. Feldman, and actor Lucas Haas, Patti LuPone, and Viggo Mortensen. A conversation with Peter Weir is an archival interview. Deleted scenes from the TV version of the movie. Deleted scenes from the TV version. Theatrical trailer image gallery. Didn't Amanda Reyes do something for this? Limited 60-page perfect film illustrated by Tommy Pocket, featuring new writing on the film by Dennis Kapicic, Martin Conterio, John Harrison, and Amanda Reyes. Fold-out double-sided poster with the original and newly commissioned artwork. 6 double-sided art cards. Oh, well, we got to go in now, don't we? Ooh, look at how small that text is. What are they? Do we have a table of contents? Yeah, here we go. Oh, you guys can't read that, can you? I Would Only Kill a Bad Man. Children, Crime Films, and Innocence Lost by Dennis Kapicic. Witness genre movie poetry, How Peter Weir Transformed a Routine Cop Thriller into Iconic Cinema by Martin Conterio. Witnessing Fear Through a Child's Eyes by John Harrison. And Be Ye Separate and Yet the Same, Traveling Alongside the Tourist Gaze in Witness by Amanda Reyes. Let's check out those art cards and the poster. Here's the... Where do you guys stand on the new artwork for some of these things? I always default to the classic. Like when I think of Witness, I'm thinking of that. But I don't want to disparage artists from creating, like, as people, you know, like I know artists, right? They need jobs, and I get it. See, I'm much more interested in the books and the essays because I feel like the interviews usually are surface. Not always, but sometimes. And I do appreciate a good commentary. But again, I mean, we get it all, right? We don't have to choose. I know we're talking about preferences, but we do get to choose. Like, we have it all. I was trying to unwrap this. Black Hat. This is delayed multiple times. It's finally here. This is the 4K version of Black Hat. 2-disc version. Should say it like that, so I'm not being offensive to the people in the UK. It's the 2-disc version. The US and international versions on 4K. And then the disc 2 is the director's cut on Blu-ray. We've got 3 cuts of the film, including the home video premiere of Michael Mann's reimagined director's cut. Reversible sleeve featuring original and newly commissioned artwork by Doug John Miller. Illustrated collector's booklet featuring new writing on the film by Andrew Graves. Wow, there's more special features here. The 2 versions of the US international cut. Brand new audio commentary by Brian Reisman and Max Every. Firewall, the new video interview with the cinematographer Stuart Dryberg. 0 Day Threat, a brand new video interview with production designer Guy Hendricks Dias. The Cyber Threat, on location around the world and creating reality. That's a 3 archival featurettes. And then the director's cut disc has, it's just like lossless audio, optional English subtitles. Do I need to open this? Those art cards are appealing to the collector audience, and I have become lately, I knew they were there, you know, but I didn't realize how many of those packaging people were propping up this industry. That they're selling units, you know, and I would rather have the movie, and I'd rather have features that I can dig into. But these slipcovers and these art cards are selling units. And I get like, yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. Let's talk about this one. Limbo. This is from Cape Light in association with MPI. I'm looking for, I want to make sure I've credited everybody because this is, so Cape Light is a German company who's partnering with different people to get these movies out around the world. And this is the US premiere. I know it's the US disc premiere. I'm not sure if this had a release at all in the US theatrically, or I guess digitally, however, but it's a black and white neo noir from let's see, gritty Hong Kong crime thriller from visionary director Soi Chang, the Monkey King franchise. And I have yet to watch this because I've been out of town and working on two commentaries, but I am really, really looking forward to making this part of my Noir-vember watching because it looks gorgeous. And we don't get a lot of neo-noir these days. What year is this? It's a relatively new movie. Off come the glasses again so I can read the fine print. It's 2021. So hard book style packaging here. We got the 4K on one side and the Blu-ray on the other side. It's very visually stunning. To go back to my previous comment, these extras are the packaging and the art cards and like media books and things like this. This is not a media book. This is a digibook? These are physical media is already such a niche, right? A niche. It's my southern. I did all my life. I've said niche, and I'm retraining myself to say niche because I'm in the South. You say things lazily. Well, you know, it's a niche. It's a niche in the overall playing field, and you just got to find your niche and you got to go for it. It's how I talked for many years. It's selling stuff. It's what's keeping some of this stuff alive. So I hesitate. Like I go, you know, I can be like, that's not for me. The movie's what matters. In intelligent conversation about that movie, watching the movie, sharing the movie with people. That's what matters. But at the same time, whatever helps to sell it, you know, and I kind of hate that, but hopefully, because these are conversations that are happening like daily now behind the scenes. Is like I just posted on Twitter or X, whatever we're calling it now. It's like I'm amazed. I had no idea when I made that video about supplementing my physical media collection with digital for things that make financial sense or that I can't get on physical media, like an HD copy of Dickie Roberts. I was amazed at how many people were like, physical media forever. If you're buying digital, you're a traitor. Like the tribalism, like the shocking tribalism really blew my mind. And I'm only just realizing how many people in this audience think that you have to choose one or the other. The movie is not the goal. Holding it is the goal, whether you ever watch it or not. I don't know how to speak to that. And I'm shook, y'all. I'm shook. I don't know how to do that. So I'm going to try to start incorporating more. Like, I mean, I already do about all I can do because I can't watch all this in a week and turn around and give you reviews and stuff. And reviews do go to Serial at Midnight. There's hundreds of reviews at serialatmidnight.com. It's why I have all these interviews with these creators and with interesting people. Trying to put the substance back into this conversation. Otherwise, it's just, you gotta buy. I gotta spend my money. You know what I mean? So let's talk about this. This is my heart, you know. This is like this is for me. This is Classic Flick's brand new Blu-ray release of World of Giants from their rare television collection. It's the second entry in their rare television collection, and it is a show from 1959. It was a single season show. It's 13 episodes where it's like it's a Shrinking Man idea, the Shrinking Man, you know, plot thing, but played seriously. So like if you're watching The Incredible Shrinking Man, directed by Jack Arnold directed some of these episodes. And it's played seriously, and I love it for that. There's going to be people, I know we're in such an ironic society where everything's like, oh, bro, but he's like little, right? But if you give yourself to the premise, It's really cool. So it's like talking about Mission Impossible. He's an agent, like he's a government agent who was like the setup. Really, they do it in dialogue. They don't even show it. He was on a mission, and there was like a gas, and one of the side effects is like over the course of time, he's continued to shrink. Now he's 6 inches tall, and they're like, we can use this for American intelligence purposes. So it's a Cold War espionage premise, but in addition to like missions, like okay, so one of them, he's in the house. And I haven't watched all of these yet. I'm still making my way through them. But like he's in the house. He lives with he's with a guy because he can't do anything. He has to have help, right? And like he gets out. There's a bomb. Someone sends a bomb to the house, and he's got to like get out of the house. And so it's like you would just walk out of the house, but he's got to go through the window and like down the rose garden, like climb down the thorns and stuff like that. And then the sprinkler comes on, and then there's a cat. But again, it's like it's not a comedy. It's played relatively straight. And I think it's the coolest thing ever. And I'm super grateful to Classic Flicks for basically rescuing this show from obscurity. And they've gotten this from 16 millimeter source prints. And they've done, I think it said it was like 3,500 hours of restoration work to bring this to Blu-ray. And so it's not perfect, but it looks so good. And I highly recommend it to you guys if you're interested in it. And a lot of you guys are, because you love the stuff that I do. Touting a $4 million budget, CBS tapped prolific production company Ziv TV to produce The World of the Giants. WOG is what it is, like WOG, World of Giants. We started shooting in early 1958 with an expected fall debut. I could just keep reading this, but that would be bad because I don't want to read. Will this show up? Maybe. Freeze it on the replay. Freeze this and see if you can read it. Still got a few more. Got more releases, guys. There's so much. It's so much stuff. It's an embarrassment of riches. It is an embarrassment of riches, but it's a lot to keep up with. None of us had heard of World of the Giants, Barry. It was so obscure. It never went into syndication because there's only 13 episodes. So it's one of those shows that just dropped off the face of the earth after it came on. Mill Creek continues to mine their Ultraman license. So this is a compilation. This is the second such, I think, compilation that we've gotten. This is the Ultra 7 anthology. It's got 27 hours of Ultra 7 episodes from these different series. From Ultra 7, from Return of Ultraman, Ultraman Ace, basically all the Ultraman shows. These are compilations that you can, like, if you like, because like I have them all because Mill Creek sent them to me. Let me be clear. I have them because Mill Creek sent them to me. But they're like $20 each. They were very affordable. But I have all the Ultraman stuff. But if you didn't have those and you're like, I like this, 55 episodes of the best Ultra 7 episodes and specials spanning 55 years of the Ultraman franchise. And it's got cool artwork for the kaiju, the toku. It's toku, not kaiju. There is kaiju elements to it. Tokusatsu. And we have a booklet here. I don't want to bend it. So to your point, Scarred God, I almost upgraded my Blu-ray copy of A Nightmare Before Christmas to 4K because it's on sale right now for like $16. The 4K has no special features, and all the special features are on the Blu-ray, which I've already got. But the special features are connected to the digital copy. So for $7.99, I bought the 4K digital, and I've got all the special features right there. No commentary, but I've got that on the Blu-ray. Sometimes it makes sense, is what I'm saying. Like, it's not a replacement. Like, I hate that it immediately, and I'm not saying you did this, but like immediately becomes like this or this. Choose one or the other. It's both. It's both all the time. It's whatever works for that specific situation. To me, that's just me. I'm just explaining, because my goal is always just watch more stuff. Like however you can get your hands on stuff, just watch more stuff. I think I tweeted because I try to be transparent about this. One of the reasons that I make if you follow me on Twitter or X or whatever, one of the reasons that I have these conversations is because I want to be transparent with my own struggles in hopes that other people see that, can relate to it, or maybe it even encourages people to go like, I've kind of been on the fence about this. Seeing him struggle with this, I get it. Or, like I understand now, or something like that. I think that we by keeping things behind closed doors, we're not really sharing the struggle. I think the struggle is helpful for some people. You know what I mean? Film Masters, The Scarlet Letter. This is really I remember when they first started something with Film Masters. You saw my interview, right, with Phil Hopkins, the founder of Film Masters. The Film Detective got purchased, went out of business. Film Masters picks up where the Film Detective left off with the guy that created the Film Detective. And so they're getting, it's cult movies, good movies. The question was, are they only going to do like sci-fi and horror? The Scarlet Letter. This is the 1934 version of the Scarlet Letter. And Jason, hold on. Salem and the Scarlet Letter, an original production directed by Sam Sherman. Sam Sherman, you guys. Al Adamson. Narrated by John Carradine. That's crazy. Full commentary track by Professor Jason A. Nye with contributions from Cora Sue Collins from the movie, which is huge because she's the, Cyber, I talked to Jason about this when he was like, I'm doing this commentary and I'm hoping to get, what was her name again? Cora Sue Collins. And then he was like, I did. He told me how old she was, but I don't remember. But it was a huge deal because it was like, capture the story while you can still get the story. Liner notes by Jason A. Nye, A Doll's House, Silent Stardom, The Sound Age, and Second Acts. A Sin of Passion, Hawthorne on Film, featuring author Justin Humphreys from Ballyhoo Motion Pictures, the first-class documentary stuff. Revealing the Scarlet Letter, featuring producer Sam Sherman. And original restored trailer from the Signature Films 1965 re-release. So I just think these are gorgeous. I think these releases are absolutely gorgeous. And they always give me context. I think context is important for guys like me. I know not everybody cares. Not everybody cares, but I it helps like my film knowledge brain to connect those dots. Like, oh, this here and this. Check in with you guys. I had no idea, Kevin, that you found that through You found Serial at Midnight through my Ultraman coverage, and it's been great, right? Like we got Mill Creek did 3 dozen Ultraman releases in the span of about 3 years. It was great. I wish that we could have gotten that for Kamen Rider. I've got 2 or 3 because it's from another company. There's a couple here. We're going to wind down here with the new release coverage. Just talk about whatever you want to talk about. But there's a couple here from VCI in association with MVD. So we got The Gamblers, which is super obscure movie. It's a 1970 movie. I don't even think 1970. It's do I want to read this to you guys? The storyline was derived. No, I'm not going to read this. Anyway, it's about these. Basically, it's like a con. It's like a heist kind of thing, but like a low budget 1970s movie. And when this showed up, I was like, I don't even know what this is. I had to go look it up on IMDb. It's got a bonus commentary by Robert Kelly, noted film historian Robert Kelly, who has been doing some really good stuff for VCI and just on his own podcast. He's talking about Bob Dylan, which is close to my heart. He's a comic book guy. Also, this is right up my alley. This is A Bullet for Sandoval. Ernie Borgnine, George Hilton. So Euro Western, directed by Julio Bux. We got a bonus Spanish language version, Los Desperados. Commentary by Alex Cox, the director of Repo Man, writer and expert on spaghetti westerns, and director of Repo Man and Sid and Nancy. That's worth the cost of admission to me. And this is the kind of thing, going back to that digital conversation, this is never going to show up on digital. Now watch it be like it's $5 on digital. I don't think so, but this is the kind of thing that only lives on disc. And God bless VCI for digging into movie history to get us stuff like this. We're so many of these movies, right? Spaghetti westerns, European westerns, and movies like The Gamblers. They're just not in the conversation. They're not even they're so far off the radar when they show up on a place like this, like on a disc. I'm like, what? Yes. So new extended English dialogue sequences produced by Dan Wool, composer and sound designer, and then the original US trailer. So we got English and Spanish language for this, and then English subtitles. It's remastered and restored in 4K from the original uncut negative. I think tonight I'm going to make myself a double feature with these two, because this is 93 minutes and this is 101 minutes. They total one Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. What's it called again? This is interesting, and this is we'll end it here. The new release coverage, because I'm almost done. But this is from Cleopatra Entertainment. It is Lion Girl, Go Nagai's Lion Girl, a Kurando Mitsutake motion picture. Hopefully I'm not being disrespectful. I'll try my best. Thought you had enough superhero movies? Think again. In the year 20XX, mysterious meteors bombard the Earth and usher in an age of horrific beasts known as Anorak, hunting and killing humans for their life force. The Earth has one last defender against them. Her name is Lion Girl. So this could be great. This could be not so great. I'm not sure yet, but I'm excited to check it out. Has anybody seen this? It's got a director's commentary, conversation with Go Nagai, the making of Lion Girl, the Hollywood premiere screening with director, and a cast Q&A, image slideshow, and a trailer. It's loaded up and trucking. I got one more here. Okay, I'm going to show you guys this, and I don't know. It's an Engelbert Humperdinck documentary. I don't know a lot about Engelbert Humperdinck. I remember my dad told me. I can't believe I'm about to tell you guys this. My dad told me that when Engelbert Humperdinck would come on television, my grandmother would go put on her nightie to watch Engelbert Humperdinck on television. I was like, what? So I don't know a whole lot about him. I guess after I watch this documentary, I will. So this is from Cleopatra as well. So this has been entertaining global audiences for decades, accumulating 64 gold albums, 35 platinum albums, and a Golden Globe along the way. So with unprecedented access to Engelbert and his close family and friends, director Stephen Murray delivers a documentary shot across 2 continents, locations close to Humperdinck's heart, which shines an insider's light on the multi-talented, yet humble, unexpectedly humorous musical genius. Okay. It's like, yeah, that's an antidote. It's like, you go put on her night. Like, why? Like, he knows. Maybe it just made her feel, I feel like a woman when I watch Engelbert. I don't know. All right, guys, we got a few minutes. What do you want to talk about? What's our topic for the rest of this episode? I try to keep them around 90 minutes so that they're not scary to people than the replay. Because I feel like the longer things are, that's a deterrent for casual views. And I know some people go like 3-4 hours. I don't think people have that kind of time. So I try to keep it to, 90 minutes. But what y'all want to talk about? Still no sponsorship from Liquid Death, by the way. I know, right? What's the deal? Why, hey, Liquid Death. It's third live stream in a row where I've been enjoying a product. They don't need it. I'm joking. They don't need it. They're doing quite well by themselves. Who is my favorite James Bond? Connery. I grew up, so when GoldenEye hit, everyone my age was like, and so for a few years there, it was Pierce Brosnan, because he was our Bond. Dalton was there too, but there was something about GoldenEye that felt GoldenEye felt very current. It felt very mid 90s. It was like every generation gets a Bond, And so GoldenEye spoke to me, but then as the Pierce Brosnan Bond movies continued, I became less and less interested. And by the time it was 95, I think, was GoldenEye. So by 2000, 2001, I'm now I'm like, oh, Connery, because I've gone back and I've watched like From Russia with Love is about as good as a Bond movie can ever get for me. That's about what I want from a Bond movie, which is a serious story with good action, but not a lot of the tongue-in-cheek comedy. It feels like a real spy movie. Like it's more that's what, like Mission Impossible. When I talk about Mission Impossible, if you go back and watch the original series, every episode is a mission. And there aren't a lot of sci-fi elements. There's not a lot of fantasy there. It's like real, like it feels like it's ripped from actual accounts of, secret agent stuff. And that's what I got from Russia with Love. So I mean, I'm a huge Connery guy, but I appreciate all of them. The one that I probably have the least affection for is Roger Moore, but that's because so much of his stuff was just straight camp. It's like when Bond just became camp. And I can appreciate that now, but it's not really what I want from Bond. Oh, I'm missing stuff here. The Princess Bride. Yeah, Humperdinck, Princess Bride. Here's my Princess Bride. Everybody does the Inigo Montoya line. I like to do liar, liar, because nobody ever go Princess Bride. The Classic Flicks Little Rascals Complete Collection. Hold on. Ugh. Okay. Remastered, uncut, and gloriously restored. Is this in print? Didn't this sell out? A must-have for any true R Gang fan. The 6-disc set also includes over 4 hours of bonus material and features the talents of George. Okay, there was a bonus disc for this. By the way, some of these discs are stacked. You should know that. Not like you should know. I should tell you, some of these discs are stacked. This does have an exclusive bonus disc. You know what? It's going to be easier. Classic Flicks was selling the bonus disc by itself for a while. And that's it. That's the bonus disc. It's a lot of stuff. And that's not on the individual volumes. That was an incentive to sell this set. But he did let people buy it separately. I know it had gone out of print at one point because he printed, I don't remember how many he printed, but they sold out. So he printed more. David and Classic Flicks, they're small, right? That's why it's important that you support, like if you're interested in WOG, trying to find it. If you're interested in WOG, he could really use the support, right? Because it's kind of a one-man operation. Now he's paying people to do certain things, but it's really a labor of love. And everything that he does is financed out of pocket, So that's why risk small, print 1,500 or however many he printed. And then if that sells out, print more. So if you can't get your hands on this, it's great. I don't see a difference in video quality between these discs because they've got more on them. What was it, 6 volumes individually, and then they're on 4 Blu-rays here. I don't see a difference. Oh, man. Whoa! There's a super chat. Okay, hold on. It's going real fast. Scott with a super chat. I can't put this on screen, right? Can I? Can I do that? No. I still haven't bought that software. Did you see the stats released by DVD Blu-ray Report on how many movies are available on physical media and versus streaming services? It was eye-opening. I did see that. I think I've got it on my desktop. See, if I had paid for that software, I just don't want to spend $20 a month on it. $20 a month on software. So, first of all, thank you for that super chat, Scott. That was really generous of you. Apple TV Plus has 65 movies. Paramount Plus has 798 movies. Hulu has 1,290 movies. Disney Plus has 1,375 movies. MGM Plus, which I didn't even know MGM Plus was, like, I know they're out there, but I don't even think about them. 1,912 movies. Max, 2,210 movies. So Max has a lot more than Disney Plus. Max has almost double what Disney Plus does. Peacock has 3,239 movies. Netflix has 3,949. And Prime, Amazon Prime Video, has 10,543. But there are 45,629 titles on Blu-ray. And get ready for this. 45,000 on Blu-ray, 317,412 movies on DVD. This is why you cannot afford to be a format snob if you care about movies more than quality, because 317,000, that is, somebody do the math on that. It's not quite 10 times, right? But it's like 9 times the amounts of, it's over 250,000. Sorry. Yeah. 250,000 titles that are on DVD that are not on Blu-ray, which is why you can't be a format snob if you care about watching movies. It's crazy. It's crazy. Wow. That's a lot of movies. And then we don't have the 4K stat for that, but it's going to be the least. It's going to be like 8,000 or something like that. There's not a lot of movies on 4K yet. Although 2023 has been really, it's been great. I do not have a copy of Leave It to Beaver, the complete series yet, Joe. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. I do not have it. It's not out yet, is it? And I don't think I'm going to get one from the studio either. Maybe, yeah, knock on wood, maybe I will. It'd be great if I did. See, that's the thing. That's what's hard, because I'm like, if I got it from the studio, maybe I get it early and I could have a video up on the day it's released. But that's becoming less and less a reality for some of these studios. Do I think Classic Flicks will ever release the Blondie movies? I think the Blondie movies were owned by Columbia, and Columbia is not playing ball with those, if memory serves. Either they're not up for they're not up for license, or they are, but they're just really, really expensive. They're too expensive to gamble on putting them out. You know what I mean? A list of movies that left Netflix and are available on physical media at their store. That's really cool. Eric's talking about how at his movie exchange, they at the front counter, they have a list of movies that have left Netflix, but they're available on physical media. That is pretty smart. The 10th. Okay, so Leave It to Beaver is this week, right? It's coming out this week. Either way, no, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. What's the best audio commentary I've ever listened to? I don't know. I'm not good with best and favorites and stuff like that. I don't know. I could name you some of the audio commentaries that I really enjoy. I remember really liking the Escape from New York commentary. And there's a moment in that commentary where John Carpenter and Kurt Russell realize they're looking at their ex-wives on screen. And it kind of comes to a standstill. Or some of the other ones that I really like. I used to love those early Kevin Smith commentaries because it felt like hanging out with friends. But I haven't listened to one of those in about 25 years, 20 years, something like that. Ralph Tribby is here. Helpers to fill the Blondie void. Okay. That's a shame that, I mean, I'm glad that they're out there. Ralph, you know what's crazy to me is, like, I'm interested in a lot of those old like 30s and 40s, you know, like the film series, like the franchise movies where you would get, I'm trying to think of examples, like The Whistler and what is the Durango Kid, specifically the Durango Kid. Like there's no, like Mill Creek put out some of the Durango Kid movies that are owned by Columbia, but the Helpers, to your point, have put out really clear copies of you could like the whole thing. You get the whole, I think it's 28 movies in the Durango Kid franchise, or maybe it's 40 or something like that. And there's no studio that's put those out, but you can get them pretty good quality, and they're just flying under the radar. And I don't see any reason not to support those, honestly, because there's no better alternative. I've heard nothing about a 4K of Gone with the Wind, but that doesn't mean anything because I'm in like 30 different directions all the time. Do I like the Magnum PI DVDs? Talking about like the classic Tom Selleck Magnum PI. I'll tell you what, I love the Blu-rays. I have the DVD. Well, I actually I sold the DVDs when I got the Blu-rays. The Blu-rays are a really healthy step up from the DVDs. Yeah, I love Magnum PI. And every now and then I'll throw one on. I'm not binging that, but I'll watch occasionally. I'll throw on a Magnum PI. It's like I think I said in the first live stream that we did here a month ago. I got like 40 shows going at all times, and so I would just get a bug. I'll be like, I want to watch A-Team. Tonight's an A-Team kind of night, so I'll throw on an episode of the A-Team on Blu-ray or Knight Rider. Still going through do I have it here? My Turbine. I don't see it. I've moved stuff around. My Turbine release of Knight Rider. That's so nice, so nice. Super bad commentary. What about Freaks and Geeks commentary? Kind of related to the Apatow gang. Those are fun. Favreau does great commentaries. I kind of hate that Favreau's been absorbed into the franchise machine now because he was Swingers, Maid, Chef, and even his like Chef show. You know, he made me care about cooking. You know, there's an episode of Chef Show where he's on the Lucasfilm, I said the Skywalker Ranch, cooking with Dave Filoni. I want that Favreau. I don't care if he's making the Lion King, whatever. Like, give me that Favreau. The Mandalorian. Okay, yeah, the Mandalorian, right? That's great. I want the dude that's cooking like spaghetti on the Skywalker Ranch with Dave Filoni. I like Frantic. I haven't seen Frantic. Aaron asked my opinion on Frantic. It's about Harrison Ford, Witness, and then Frantic. I like Frantic. I haven't watched it in a long time. Probably DVD. And the DVD, if I remember correctly, was cropped. It was like formatted to fit your screen. So they had pan and scanned it. And that was a big no-no. And did it get a Blu-ray? I don't even remember. Like Harrison Ford and feeling frantic. Like singing tantric. Somebody said that, hold on, I just lost it. Hans says Indicator teased one of the Whistler movies recently. Could be a box set. That'd be cool. Critics' Choice put out a box set of some of the Whistler. It might be all the Whistler movies, but Critics' Choice is owned by Alliance Entertainment. I'm telling you guys, I'm all over the place. Alliance Entertainment, who owns Mill Creek Entertainment, Deep Discount. They own like 60 different companies. If you buy online, you're probably supporting Alliance Entertainment. They're like the biggest distributor, one of the two big two that's left, but they own Critics' Choice, which is like this small specialty label. And they put out a Whistler release, and I think I have it. But it'd be cool to see them get HD, you know, the thing we want, the box set with the commentaries and all that jazz. Hey, we're a little over 90 minutes. Hey, moderators, I'm going to go a few more minutes. I don't want to waste anybody's time. I have moderators here that are helping me out, but we'll go just a few more minutes till we come to a kind of a natural conclusion here. Doesn't The Adventures of Captain Marvel, are we talking about the serial that's on Blu-ray from Kino Lorber? It's got a commentary by Adam Murdo from the Comic Geek Speak podcast. That dude knows so much about comics. He's like a walking encyclopedia. He wrote his college thesis on I want to say it was Crisis on Infinite Earths. You know what? I think we're actually coming to a good wind down point here. So, oh, hold on. I saw a Flash Gordon thing. Hold on. Wasn't there mention of a Blu-ray of Buster Crabbe's Flash Gordon? Yes. And I interviewed Bob Blair, Robert Blair from VCI here on my channel and asked him about that. He was like, we're working on Flash Gordon, but there's no time frame attached to it because it takes a long time to restore all the elements. Like with WOG is 3,500 man hours, and that's for 13 episodes. So I think they're working on it, but there's no date attached to it. Just know it's being worked on. We'll get it at some point. So that seems like, all right, that's a good place to leave it. So guys, thank you so much for making the third live stream really sweet and flowing, right? Popping. Good conversation. I appreciate you guys. So there'll be cool stuff coming to the channel this week. I'm not even sure what it's going to be yet because I haven't made it. I have nothing in the tank right now outside of what you're seeing right now. So there'll be cool stuff coming to the channel. Keep these conversations going. Remember, you can follow me on all of the social media platforms. I try to stay active and engaged pretty much every single day. And I try to, like, I'm here, I try to be visible and whatever I can do to answer questions or to help or whatever, I'm here. So thank you guys. I appreciate you. Take care. Till next time, I will catch you later.